everybody, and welcome back to another episode. In fact, the final episode of Learn by Play here on the D&D channel. Welcome back, everybody, for what may very well be the last time that we see our heroes alive, as we return here with our cast and crew back today to see things through. So, before we recap and figure out where we are, let's go round. Let's figure out who we are and who we are playing. So let's start with Tall Squall up there as always. Tall Squall, how are you doing, my friend?
Doing good. It is warm again in Florida, so that's nice. It was cold last weekend. And yeah, I am looking forward to this. I hope that somehow, some way that we actually survive. Everyone who I know is just like, oh, yeah, Temple of the Nine Gods. Yeah. Uh-huh. But I am playing, I'm still charging forward to whatever finale may await us. I am playing Fulton Stump. He is a Frobog cleric of the Grave Domain. He is has light green skin that when he's in full sunlight, and then when he's in the shadows, it turns more like into a coffee brown, so it's sort of natural camouflage. He has big, long antlers. He's heavily built and is almost 8 feet tall, and I have some lovely artwork that I can share with some folks so that they can take a look at my good friend Chandra Voten Betamax on Twitter did some art for me, and here he is. I hope this works right.
Great stuff, great stuff. We also have Sydney with us today. How are you doing, Sydney?
I'm very cold. I'm in the mountains and it's cold and the air conditioner is on and the heater is not.
Oh dear.
But I'm still excited. I'm ready to be warmed by the death of my character.
Yes, the red hot arterial blood which will soon be flowing.
Oh, say it again.
Mm-hmm. Warms the heart.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, I'm playing Reverie Fane. She is a high elf rogue. That's not why I have elf ears on. I was doing something earlier and the glue is too strong. I tried to take them off, started ripping my skin, so I left them on. I'll figure out how to get them off later. But yeah, she's an assassin. She's in an assassin's guild and she's about to be assassinated.
Oh, yes. Speaking of assassination, we got Grimjack2 on 502. Greg with us today. How you doing, my friend?
I am doing well, my buddy, and I am, for those of us about to die, we salute you. This is Tomb of Annihilation. I am playing with 3 of the best people I've ever played with and the best dungeon master I've ever had.
Oh.
I'm playing a great turtle by the name of Ubu, who also happens to be a ranger. He's old. He's not quite ready to go yet, but if he can buy a couple extra pages for the 3 of the people surrounding me, he just might do that. So let's see what we got. Bring it on, Tomb. Bring it on, chat. Ride with us. We may be going down.
Well, flattery won't save you, but we'll see what happens tonight. And last but not least, we have Louise with us. Louise, how are you, my friend?
I am doing great. I am feeling awake and ready to die. As always, I can't wait. Please kill me.
Wow, that got dark.
Yeah, I'm really excited to see if we will or will not die. But personally, I'm hoping to somehow survive, but I won't, so I'm accepting that here and now. I am playing Desira, who is a high elf fighter, eldritch knight, who was actually a native of Cholt, but for reasons unknown was banished, asked to leave nicely, politely, definitely nothing suspicious, everything's fine, no questions asked, ready to go and save the world. I also have artwork, actually, before I forget, that hang on, getting the link. It is amazing, and Lloyd did it, and it's great. I'm gonna put it in the chat. There we go.
Masterfully done, Louise. Thank you.
Thank you.
She's here all week. Except that it's the end of the show today, so this will be the end. But who knows? Who knows? Maybe these characters will live on forever in our hearts. So, let's remind ourselves of what happened last time. Of course, we're here on Learn by Play. We run a show which is in which I take moments aside from the actual play to help out you guys here in chat, and those of you watching on YouTube as well, to talk about some of the finer points of dungeon mastering. And we've gone through many different points throughout the entire seasons. And today, of course, we're going to talk about how to perfect the perfect TPK, how to just just get that medium rare on the Turtle Ranger that you've been looking for this whole time. How to properly season a Furbolg is going to be today's topics. But let's remind ourselves of what happened as well. As the party managed to infiltrate Rasni's underground cathedral, along with the help of Orvex Akramis, played by the real Jim Davis from WebDM Show. You may notice that Jim is not here today because as the Comedy of Errors as a group found themselves going through a marvelously designed and marvelously mapped area of the underground tomb. Jim's character, as you came across, through pitfall traps, through snakes, there's even no, it wasn't a rhinoceros, it was a dinosaur. A Triceratops was involved in that whole scenario. Sarah, the Triceratops, may the gods bless her, and may she not find her way to a soulmonger like the rest of them. They found themselves in Rasni's private chamber, in his hoard of goods, and they found gold and treasures and wineskins with jewels encrusted in them, and a book. Very interesting book, in fact, as Orvex learned. He opened it up, and he died, as he was struck by a power word kill and disintegrated. So Orvex is no more. He is a pile of dust on the floor, as we will pick up from today. And we'll get to our 2 Tomb insights later on in the day. Usually we go for a break straight away, but due to the nature of our finale episode, we want to get through as much of the Tomb as possible. And disclaimer, this is not all of the Tomb. We could probably play 10 sessions just in the Tomb of the Nine Gods, but I'm going to condense it down to the highlights. So think of this as a best of show for the Tomb of the Nine Gods, the most deadly traps, the most fun encounters I'm going to try and fit into these next 3 hours for you all here. So let's quickly remind ourselves for the very last time what you guys look like, because it has been a little while, it has been a whole week, and my mind can't hold information any longer than 24 hours like a goldfish. So Tall Score, remind us of what Fulton looks like.
8 feet tall, big antlers, light green skin, heavy musculature, wears armor that is made from fire hardened bark, has 3 spears on his back, very shamanistic in look. He wears the holy symbol of Sethune in the middle of his forehead, and several other dream catchers and other sort of tribal shamanistic trinkets and tokens in his hair, around his neck, and around his waist. He is ready to go, and hopes that his faith will make it through.
Let's trust in that then, I suppose, if we can. What does Reverie look like?
Reverie is a fairly tall, slender, very pale, high elf. So she's got ears like this, and she wears a very dark, very well-made armor. She's part of an assassin's guild, so this ain't your front-of-the-mill armor. Boy, is nice. And she's got very long, sleek black hair and gray eyes. And she has a magical rapier from the Magical Rapier store, which is canon in Tomb of Annihilation in the beginning of the book.
Yeah, something like that. Something like that. Excellent. Ubo, what do you look like?
Ubo, in a counterpoint to Fulton, as Fulton is 8 feet tall, Ubo is 5 feet tall. He is ancient by Turtle standards, where the turtles are usually in their youth a vibrant green. He has become a very mottled brown. His shell, while once oval as a typical tortoise, has become very angular and rigid with spikes and fans coming off of it. His head is so wrinkly that you're not sure exactly which fold of the wrinkles holds his eyes.
I'm not.
Yeah, turtles live to be about 50 years old. He is about 50 years old. But at their hearts, turtles are storytellers. And Ubo has maybe 1 paragraph left. So let's make it a good one.
In their hearts, turtles live forever. Excellent. Desira, what does Desira look like?
Desira she's about 5'7", 5'8", and she's very toned, very slender. Her armor is very traditional Choltian. It's good for the weather because it's very hot down there, so she's not going to be sweating around with full plate armor. That's a no-go in these places. She
Rookie
has
mistake.
a rookie error, really. She has a bird mask that she keeps on her at all times that she uses to kind of disguise herself from kind of anyone that might recognize her. Her hair is quite long, quite white, and she has a lot of jewels. She's a bejeweled lady. She's a smart dresser.
Smartly dressed for Trolls and Latomb. She's wearing her Sunday best for Asarak.
Really a good-looking corpse, you know, and that's what she's here to do in a tomb where no one will ever find her.
Very important for the next set of adventurers, the next 100 years later. Excellent. Well, we pick things up as Orvex, the wizened mage of the Red Wizard of Fae, opens up the book, sees a tiny little snake, and is disintegrated before your very eyes. You're in a large bedchamber. There is this hoards of gold that you found, these jewels everywhere, and you found some other pieces of the puzzle cubes as well, so that you are only missing one puzzle cube out of 9. You hold 8 of them currently, and you watch Orvex disintegrate before you with almost no sound, just the sound of ash falling down to the ground in a slump. Hand over
Fulton
to you.
is just beside himself. What
Don't
was
read
that?
that book.
The book is unopened on the ground in a pile of ash where Orvex has
Did the
fallen.
little snake turn into ash as well?
It kind of disappeared.
Okay.
It's all happened in the course of about 3 seconds as well, so it's tough to say. You think the snake was probably a spell?
Is there any way to determine whether it is still dangerous, or that now that a final price has been paid, that it is safe for us to determine if it's important?
Well, there is
By
one
picking it
sure
up,
way
I
to test
guess.
it. You can look at it.
Not me.
It benefits none of us.
I'd like to poke it with my sword.
I'd like to back away.
Zero, do you have under 100 hit points?
Yes.
Okay, just checking. Nothing happens when you kick the book.
Okay, good. Good.
Did it do anything?
No. Are there any? Is it just us in this room, or is there anyone else?
It's
Faster
currently
than
just the party that are in the room at the
Yeah,
moment.
we're locked in. We
Yeah.
took a short rest.
And you're looking for the secret entrance. Oh, Zagmira is there with you.
Yes. So, Zagmira, do you have any way to detect if there is magic that still remains upon that book?
Yes, I suppose I could. If it's important, but it'll use one of my spell slots.
Maybe not.
Do we think that he might have something hidden in the book? Do we have any idea where the last cube is?
Well, he protected it very heavily. Good potential there's something in there.
Could be that the last cube is hidden in there. Could be that it's just a trap. Either way, I'm going to look for the exit.
Yes, let's find our way there. It seems as though if you don't open it, because I handed it to him closed and nothing happened.
Right.
So, until we know better, we should at least take it with us. And as a last resort, we open it. It'd be a shame if we made our way all the way to the Temple of the Nine Gods just to go, darn it, we should have brought the book.
It's a good point. If it becomes between certain death or potential death, I will take the potential death and read the book.
But, well, perhaps we could hand it to someone else and tell them, oh, read that for us.
Well, but then what if there is some good secret in the book and they go,
Sure.
death to you.
I would like to bind it sort of with twine so it
Okay.
can't possibly come open by accident, and then I'll put it in one of my satchels.
I would like to pull into my shell while he is binding it with twine.
I'm
Yeah.
still like backed up in the corner.
The twine does not seem to set off the book in any way. It seems complacent for now.
I'd start looking for a secret exit.
By all means.
This
roll
is
me-
probably an investigation.
Yes, it
since
is.
we're like me touch pool, find lever.
Yep, that's it.
I got it's a 13. It rolled twice, but it's got a 13.
All right.
Got an 8.
Saw a 21 in there from someone.
That was me, but it rolled twice
Ah,
by accident.
I got an 18.
18's pretty good. 18's pretty good. So there is, as you look down to the pile of ash where Orvex has died, you see that you kind of look back, there was a bigger pile before, and you investigate that, and you see that there's a little crack in the floor where the ash is falling down through the stone paving, which seems strange. And this panel, stone panel, which Orvex has died upon and turned into ash upon, seems loose.
Oh. So can I go over and like maybe kick it up to overturn the panel?
Yeah, you want to give it a kick? Sure thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, you kind of kick it through, and with a tonk, it falls through, and you hear it clatter onto the ground below.
Reverie will like get really excited and like point down and be like, I think I found it.
Oh.
It's dark and scary, and it seems like it might be kind of a fall, but I found it.
Well done.
Excellent.
Can Fulton? Can we see the stone? Is there enough light that we can sort of see where the stone fell down below?
There's no light down there, but you could throw a torch down or a light cantrip to see. It's about 20 feet down on a rope.
Yeah, I was going to try to see if I could cast light on the stone that had fallen down in.
Sure. Yeah.
So I cast light on the stone that has fallen down.
Looks like a tunnel about 10 feet wide.
So who
There's
wants to
no
go
other way
first?
to go.
Well, if we have finished taking everything we like from this room, I suggest we move forwards. Time is of the essence, as
Yes.
always.
Someone
Will,
else
is
can
there?
hop in first because I found it, and that can be my reward.
Will, is there a ladder to go down, or is it just a drop?
No ladder, just a drop. So you'd have to lower a rope down, but that's easy to do. No checks involved.
Do that.
You say it's only 10 feet?
Well,
20 feet down, 10 feet wide.
20 feet down. Okay. Ubo will go first.
All right. So Ubo jumps down on a rope, finds himself in a tunnel, like I say, 10 feet wide, made of cold stone. Looking before you, about 30 feet, it opens up into a large open chamber, and it looks like a stream of light is actually filtering through all the way from the top, as you guys must be quite far underground at this point. And you see a black stone obelisk standing about 30 feet in front of you, Ubo.
Blackstone obelisk.
does
Sounds
it look like
promising.
I should touch it or you should not touch it?
Did you see what happened to the guy with the book?
Good point. Okay, don't touch it.
I'll follow Ubo down.
Yeah,
Okay.
Fulton will go down as well.
Yeah, me too.
All right. Group of you jump down. You see this black stone obelisk. It's got carvings and it looks like an inscription upon it. Behind it, which go around the other side of the cavern, you see that there is a tunnel of pure darkness, which is open before you. And I mean, it is pure darkness, as though the darkness spell had been cast upon it. Not even dark vision can penetrate the gloom.
This
Using
is
my-
unsettling.
Snake eyes, because I just remembered I'm still a snake.
Oh,
Can
God.
I-
I swear to God.
What do your snake eyes
If
see?
you ask for
What did I
snake
say?
advantage one more time.
What do my snake eyes see if I investigate the inscriptions?
Investigating the inscriptions, you see there are words written upon it. Some kind of message has been left on this obelisk, and it reads, "Fear the night when the Forsaken One seizes death's mantle, and the seas dry up, and the dead rise, and I, Asarak the Eternal, reap the world of the living. Those who dare enter take heed. The enemies oppose. One stands between them. In darkness it hides. Don the mask or be seen. Speak no truth to the doomed child. The key turns on the inside only. So nothing big. Nothing big.
Another unsettling discovery.
P.S. Gone out for milk.
Yes. Do I see any mask nearby?
Looking around you, there don't appear to be any masks.
I would like to put my mask on.
You teleport to the final room and you win.
Yes! See you guys later.
Great Scott, she's cracked it! Yeah. Nothing seems to happen, just to be clear.
Okay. Well, now I am masked, so I feel slightly safer.
So, note taker of the group, can you either send that to us or can we ask you to refer back to it later?
Sure. If that's me, am I the note taker?
No, I'm the note taker, and I would like to have what he just said in my notes, but I'm going to have to ask you to do it like word by word, which I'm sure we don't have time for. So if you have it digitally, that would be lovely. If you do not, I understand.
I tried to take it down really quickly, and my notes are as follows. Spack to no true, ho the Dusux child. Key turns on inside ontly.
That's pretty much the key points that you've got
there.
there.
You go.
Good.
Yeah.
I'd like to commission that from you.
Put it on my tomb.
Yeah, okay, so no one has a key, right? A key sounds like we might need that, maybe.
Key,
on the inside.
Mask, the enemies oppose.
Doomed child.
Miles.
Ooh, Miles. Certainly a doomed child.
Does it look like this inscription is like relatively new, or that it's been here for a very, very long time?
It looks ancient.
Ancient. Well, potentially still could be something like Miles.
Prophecy is strange. Time gets twisted up. So you say it's a round room, obelisk in the center, darkness on the outside.
Darkness, pure darkness, in a tunnel entryway behind the obelisk.
Oh, behind the obelisk.
Yeah.
Will, can I do a perception just to check around?
Your mic is doing that thing it does. You're gonna want to pull it out and in again. Anyone else doing anything?
I mean, I'd say we just go for it.
Mm-hmm. Can we have it one more time? What is the note? Can someone put the note thing in something?
The enemies oppose. One stand between them. In darkness it hides. Don the mask will be seen. Speak no truth to the doomed child. The key turns on the inside only.
Cool.
Right, well, I'm assuming this place will be very dark. I have a mask, perhaps not the mask.
Well, maybe we can find it when we get in there.
In darkness it hides is one of the clues. In darkness stands before us.
Well, then maybe it will keep hiding.
Well, how big, so let's, I cast light onto a stone or something and throw it into the hallway to see if magical light will dispel this darkness or whether it just gets swallowed up.
Yeah, the darkness seems to eat the light.
Okay. Do the inscriptions, not the inscriptions, are there anything else but inscriptions? I think, is there any pictures or diagrams?
Doesn't appear to be an image on the obelisk,
Okay.
Obelisk itself, no.
Right, well, I agree with Ethery. If there is nothing left in this room, the only way is forwards.
Onward.
Who's going first?
Carefully, perhaps stealthily, if there's something hiding in the darkness.
Do we still have passive actors?
I can give it to you again if you guys can hear me and I'm not a robot.
You're good.
You're not a robot.
Yeah.
Good. Can I do a perception check on the room that we were just in, Will, to look for additional secret doors or anything?
Sure
Was
thing.
that done with
Sure thing, yeah.
Oh, the hallway. Good idea.
17?
17, the perfect number. You go back into the corridor, Ubo, and you find this door-shaped depression, basically, where the stone is just set back from the rest of the wall. And as you push on it with a clunk, it moves to the side of a rumble of stone, and there is another tunnel open before you. The darkness is not magical, although there are no lights down here. It seems to lead onwards.
Same direction as the darkness tunnel, or back in the hallway in an opposite direction?
Yeah, if the darkness tunnel were headed north, this one is headed east.
Okay.
Look at this.
Is there anything we can see in with dark vision, or is it just completely...
You can see in with dark vision as Ubo brings it down. It leads 40 feet downwards, and then it turns off to the right at a sharp turn.
Does it turn off to the way that the other corridor was going?
No, it heads south. It turns right.
Okay, so it heads south. I think it's a better option than the darkness, that direction. I guess.
Yeah, at least we'll be able to see where we're going. So I guess we
Let's
get going.
go.
I'm claustrophobic and I'd like to move.
I'll cast light on one of my spear tips so that it's sort of like a torch from up high so people can see well.
Awesome. So as you head... Go ahead. Give me a marching order as well, actually.
I will
If
never.
Uber doesn't want to go first, Fulton can go first. It's just, I mean, I'll basically be blocking the light.
I can go first if you guys want me to search as I'm going.
That would be great.
I can do that and maintain the same speed that we normally have. So
Yeah, and I'll be behind you.
Okay.
And then I guess it'll be me, and then you want to guard the flank, Reverie?
Will do.
Alright, so I'm just writing this down here. So Fulton, and then... Sorry, Ubo, and then Fulton, then Reverie, then Desira?
Or was
Or
it
the other way
Reverie?
around. Desira, then Reverie.
Ubo.
No, it's
Ubo,
Ubo.
Reverie,
Reverie.
Fulton,
Oh, okay.
Desira.
Yep.
I messed up. I called Louise Reverie.
Okay, no worries. Got it. So, as you head down through this tunnel leading southwards, you come across a moss-covered corridor extending beyond. Tree roots hang from the sagging ceiling, and the air reeks of rot and damp. Ahead, a bas-relief carving of a bearded devil's face adorns the wall at a T-shaped intersection. The devil's mouth is a well of utter darkness.
So the T-shaped intersection will be going from east to west at this point?
Correct, yeah.
Okay. And the devil head mask is on the south-facing wall, facing back up towards us, coming
Correct.
from the north.
Looking at you,
Okay.
yeah.
Mm-hmm. Should we touch it?
When does touching anything end in good things in this place?
I refer with Ubo back to the book. I look up at the roots. It is interesting. In my vision, Sethanane told me that within the roots and plants was the old magic. I don't know whether these hold any of that, but it is a confirmation that under this temple, perhaps there is still power to fight the soulmonger.
Indeed.
Darkness is, once again, is hiding something. Ooh. Do you think it could be the cube that's being hidden in the darkness?
Or the key.
Or the key? It's basically you stick your hand in the demon's mouth. Is that like are we talking like the old Italian thing? Stick your hand in the demon's mouth?
Yes, if you're familiar with
Well,
the mummy, yes.
My hand is already messed up. I'll stick it in.
To get towards it, you're going to have to cross this 30-foot corridor to get there.
a perception check on it?
Sure.
Yeah,
Looks good, guys.
me too. If I'm the one like going up to it, I'll try.
Yeah, you're breaking up a little bit, Sid.
Rogue in it.
21.
21.
Yeah, I rolled twice by accident, but it's 21.
This one's
23,
21.
22, 21. Yeah.
You notice irregularities rather in the floor's tile patterns that reveal 3 pressure plates.
Ooh, okay, so I could avoid them then, since I see them.
Yeah, or you jump on them maybe. I don't know. Maybe it's like you have to go on those ones and then you live.
Double bluff. Oh, I don't know.
I think I will just not step on those when I'm going.
You sure? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. You get across just fine.
Jerk.
Thank you. Now I'll just stick my hand into this black hole. What happens?
All right. So I gotta look something up real quick. What are the rest of you guys doing whilst that's happening?
I mean, she pointed out the pressure plates, I assume, right?
Correct.
So
Yeah.
I'll be there knowing in case I have to pull her, if something tries to pull her in, that I maybe can oppose it to pull her out. So I basically have a hold on her to try to be able to pull her out and or staunch the bleeding if she pulls back a stump.
Yeah, Ubo will stay slightly north of that position, facing up towards the hallway which they came from, and he'll have his bow out, kind of trained down the hallway in case there's some type of warning or, the enemy can hear what happens.
Right. And what is Zazira up to?
She's just praying at this stage. She's holding on to a prayer.
Living on a prayer. All right. Reverie, as you reach your hand into the devil's face, the bearded devil's face, see. What is a 16 versus your armor class a hit?
I think so, probably.
Look it up for me, because it will probably mean life or death. Good. Excellent. So, you feel
What?
searing pain as you take 16 damage as something claws at your hand from within there and pulls itself out from the bearded devil's face, and you see a shadow appearing and materializing before you. It's got kind of hunched wings and devil's horns from both its heads. It looks like a classic kind of demon out of nightmares to a group of you as it lunges in towards Reverie. It's time for us to roll some initiative.
Oh,
All right. Great idea with the whole. It's
That's
inside the
Fulton
mask
on a
face.
20.
That was great.
I'm on a 13.
I'm on a 10.
This thing rolled an 18.
Good. Great.
Zazira Reverie, it looks like.
Fulton, you rolled a 20. Sorry, just let me get these down.
I did, yes. Fulton rolled a 20.
Ubo 24.
22. Sky rolled an 18. Reverie, you rolled a
10.
10. And Azira, you rolled a
13.
13. Excellent. Ubo, Fulton, Demon Thing, Dazira, Reverie. Ubo, you see this creature is about 30 feet in front of you. You know where the tiles are on the floor to get towards it if you so wished. And there it has just kind of pulled itself out. It is medium sized, so it's not any larger than Reverie, but its wings give it a greater wingspan, basically.
Okay, he would like to take a shot at it with his longbow, but he would also like to imbue it with his Planner Warrior ability.
And what does that do to remind myself and the audience? But to remind our audience.
It converts all damage into force damage as it becomes like energy as it comes out.
Dope. What was that to hit?
An 11?
11 is not a hit.
Okay. He will fire again.
Is that a
natural
nat?
one.
Is that a nat
There's
one
a
I
natural
see
one.
before me in Tomb of the Nine Gods? Excellent. Uber, you do nothing. You fire twice, and both times the creature seems to bend around your attacks as though it were shadow. All right, that is Ubo's turn. Does you want to move at all, Ubo?
He's going to get a little bit closer to everybody, but stay well in range distance. I don't want to get anywhere close to melee.
Fleeing range, excellent. Fulton, your turn.
So I'm just basically on the other. Reverie is between me and this creature.
Correct.
I'm going to cast Sacred Flame as Fulton basically pulls what looks like a drop of a seed falling from these roots above, falls down, and as it makes contact, hopefully explodes into some damage. He needs to make a dexterity saving throw.
Dex saving throw, sure can do. That is a 8.
Takes 4 radiant damage as this seed of magic sort of explodes within him with a bright green light.
Very nice, very nice. Doesn't seem to like that. All right, anything else, Fulton?
That's it. That's all I can do right now. It's close quarters and Fulton's big.
Alrighty. That takes it to this guy's turn, who is going to continue to attack Reverie, person in range. So it's going to try and hit you. Does it have any more than one? Just a 1. 19 versus your armor class.
Yeah.
You take 2d6 plus 3 this time. 12 damage.
Guess what?
What?
I'm dead.
Yeah! There we go.
Oh no.
We're not even an hour into the game.
First one go down today. Excellent stuff. So this creature just sends one of its claws right towards Reverie's heart and seems to pass through her skin as though it were a hot knife through butter. All right, that's its turn. It's actually going to start moving towards you and down the corridor. It actually flies down the corridor, avoiding any of the pressure plates. Dezira, it's your turn.
Oh, I'd like to take a shot at it with my crossbow, please. On a 25.
Be my guest. That's a hit.
Yes, that's 11 damage. I did it twice. That's 11.
11 damage.
Then I'd like to do it again, because I can and I will.
And then we do it again. All right.
And that's an 18.
That's a hit.
That's a 10 damage.
All right. It does not seem particularly phased by your attacks, Dezira. As you shoot it, the bolts don't stick inside of it. They kind of pass through it, tearing away at the shadow, but at the same time, not sticking in there and doing, long-term organ damage like it would to a humanoid. Reverie, it's your turn, and you can roll me a death saving throw.
Oh no.
I mean, either way, it won't be very good. Y'all ready? Everybody excited?
I'm ready.
It's an 8.
I was ready. All right, that is 1 failure for
Alright.
Reverie. Excellent. And of course, the DC is 15 because we are playing by Meat Grinder rules, if you do recall. All right, top of round
I'm having a
2.
great time.
Ubo, it's your turn.
Okay, Ubo sees Reverie goes down, and he runs up to her, slides, and as soon as his hands are available, he slaps them onto her flesh and does Cure Light Wounds.
Alrighty.
3.
A free on Reverie. Excellent. So Reverie's live.
I'm alive.
And up on 3.
Hello, everyone. I'm ready for the day.
Excellent.
I'm ready.
Ubo, you got anything else?
So this guy's fleeing down the hall, and it's this
He's
thing...
coming towards you guys. He's not fleeing. He's coming right at you.
Okay, Ubo will stand up and draw his bow and kind of put himself in between Reverie and this thing if at all possible.
Sure thing. It's flying, so he might stop by you, he might stop somewhere else. We'll see. Alrighty, so that is Ubo's turn. Full turn, your turn.
I am going to cast Guiding Bolt at this thing. Is he still at range to me?
Yep, he's still within range.
But at range.
Correct.
So I don't have disadvantage or anything.
Yep.
Yeah, I will just do it at level 1. Does an 18 hit?
18's a hit.
And it will do 15 points of radiant damage, and the next attack has advantage.
Nice. It looks like it really doesn't like the radiant damage, as it kind of like blasts it apart. It's not dead.
Remind me, am I able to cast a cantrip now?
You can do yeah, you can do cantrip, right? Or is it a thing
Oh
where you
no,
can
I'm
only
sorry.
do one spell?
I'm sorry. It had to be a bonus action.
Had to be a bonus action. Okay, yeah.
Yeah. No, I don't. Sacred Flame's an action as well. So no, that's that's it for me. So,
Alrighty.
Again, you see a seed of light go flying out of Fulton into this shadowy creature.
All right, it's gonna come at Ubo. Ubo, a 21 versus your armor class.
Yes.
Excellent, excellent. You'll be taking 9 points of psychic damage. This creature seems to wail into your very soul, as though there were some kind of monger nearby. Not fish or war. Desira, it's your turn.
Noting that my crossbows haven't really done what I wanted.
Haven't done the
them
business
to
yet.
do,
Right.
That is not landing home. I'm gonna send 3 very friendly magic missiles his way. And hope that does something nicer for me. There you are. That's a 14 total.
Very nice. That is more effective. And let's do math. Excellent. This thing is like teetering on the brink of being blasted apart by Desira at this point. It is, you see its form just kind of breaking apart. Looks pretty good. Reverie, you're up.
Yes, I want to use one of my health potions that we got from the health potion store before we came here.
Alrighty. It's 2d4 plus 2.
Awesome. Dun, dun, dun. 7.
7 points of healing is what you receive.
Okay. Nope, that's me.
Alrighty. Spend your
And,
action popping the potion.
Yeah, I don't have anything magical, so I don't think I should run up to it and try to hit it right now. I think maybe I'll just stay here.
Take dodge. Take the dodge action.
Well, actually, drinking a potion is a full action, so...
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
It's a rogue.
I mean,
Can't you do,
You can do
dodge
the-
as a...
I'm hiding. I'm hidden.
Alright. She melts away somewhere. We're not sure. Into the void. The void eats her up.
He just climbs into like the mouth and just disappears.
Yeah, you just fit back into the bearded devil. Let me back! Alrighty, that is...
I mean, nobody's in there now. It's vacant.
Sure, let's test that theory. Ubo, it's your turn. Top around for you.
Okay, he's right up on me, Will.
He's right, all up in your girl. All up in your business.
I'm going to give him a bit of the old Turtle Warhammer with some
Do it.
Planner Warrior thrown in on that. Woohoo! 15?
A 15 is a hit.
Nice.
Okay, 15, and then it'll be 10 total of force damage onto it as he comes up with his hammer, and it turns into energy as it strikes whatever it strikes.
And this is going to be the killing blow, so feel free to describe that to me.
Okay, so as he swings, this old ancient turtle swings this hammer, the hammer starts to bristle with lightning around the outside before it turns almost it's illuminated from inside. And as he hits it, it doesn't so much disperse it as it absorbs into his hammer. And as the last of it's going into the hammer, the turtle looks at it and he goes, "I hate shadows," as it disappears into his hammer.
Very cool, very cool. You blast this thing into a billion different pieces, each of them unique and distinct in their own right, but they are all useless in murdering player characters, and it falls to the ground dead. Find yourself back in this tunnel with the pressure plates and the kind of T-junction turning left and right. And Reverie is looking pretty painful right now.
Yeah. Can I take? Well, let's take care of her first. Let me cast a healing word.
Okay.
Heal me with your words.
I'm sorry. I meant to do. Well, healing word's fine. Whatever. I was going to do a cure wounds, but
Cure my wounds.
I said I was doing healing word. So healing word, and I rolled it. So you do 8.
Thank you.
Alrighty.
And since that's a bonus action, can I look to see if there's still darkness in the mouth, or can we now look and see if there's anything actually inside the mouth?
The mouth itself is still dark, but it doesn't seem magically dark anymore.
Can I hold my spear down by it that has light on it and see?
Absolutely. It seems to be empty.
Oh, okay. Oh, well.
Can we check it just in case? Like, do a perception check?
Sure. Seems to
What do
be
your turtle eyes see?
empty.
Nothing. Absolutely nothing.
Alrighty. So after healing Reverie, we're pressing on. I guess you guys could look left and right to see what both those entrances look like.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's do that. So
I would like to stay next to Alton to protect me.
Alrighty.
Thank you.
So, looking to the left, you will see that the wall ends, but there is a floor hatch, which looks like a rusted iron grate set into the corridor floor. Through the bars, you see muddy water flowing past. If you were to look to your right, you would see a crystal window. Creepers and vines cling to the walls of this corridor, at the end of which is an arched crystal window 6 feet wide and 10 feet high. Through it, you can see a dark chamber. So you have iron grate in muddy water to the left, and you have crystal window with dark room to the right. You guys want to do?
It sounds good.
I'm sort of scared of everything right now. So whatever we decide to do is fine. Just someone else go first. Thank you.
I mean, it's a flip of a coin, but Fulton will go. The only clue I have is to follow the roots and plants with the ancient magic. I don't know if this is the right choice, but I feel like anything's better than a sewer at this point.
If this inscription that we saw is some messed up version of a prophecy, I can go first with the mask into the darkness, and what happens, happens.
Well, good luck.
Thank you.
Oh, does the face, this carving, I mean, is it oversized or is it mask sized?
It looks, mask sized, I suppose, yeah.
Can I take the bearded devil face off the wall?
You could probably pull it off the wall.
Shh, I'm playing leapfrog. Sure.
It's always leapfrog.
It's always leapfrog. Athletics check?
You don't need to roll. No, given enough time, you could just prise this thing off. It comes off of a clong.
Right, well,
A mask.
let's go.
Have you ever seen an ancient Greek
Tragedy and comedy.
tragedy or comedy mask? Kind of looks a bit like that.
From the cover of the book, maybe?
Looks a little bit like the cover of the book. Yeah.
Crazy.
It's weird.
You would fuck.
Ubo will go down and search the path between them and the crystal window.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you can roll me a perception check.
Let's just assume it's a nat 20. It's not.
Or another 7.
You don't see anything.
Looks good, guys.
I mean, so is this window basically, we'd somehow have to shatter or open the window to get into the next room?
You could get closer to see if maybe the window just opens into the room.
Okay, could I get up closer and perception it?
Sure thing.
14?
Yeah. It looks like this crystal window could be pushed open. It's more like a crystal door, really. Does not look to be trapped. You'd have to push it open to see further in because the crystal is obscuring the dark room beyond.
Gotcha.
It
I have
is not
every
time like the
faith
present.
in your mask, but perhaps this is the one to be used?
We will only find out inside. It is, like it or not, it is time to enter.
So I'll put on this mask, this that I pulled off the wall. Well, first thing, I put on the mask. And my face falls off. My antlers wither.
Everyone explodes.
Nothing seems to happen when you place the mask on. You kind of have got obscured vision now.
Well, this is going to be hard.
And now you have to
I
do
guess
leapfrog.
I push the door open.
Okay. Push the door open and you look into this next chamber. It is an overgrown tomb with moss and creepers everywhere. The stone sarcophagus rests on a stepped dais in the middle of the floor. On the wall behind the sarcophagus, 2 large statues of bears grip a 5-foot diameter bronze disc embossed with a dozen glaring eyes. 6 desiccated corpses slump on thrones in niches along the walls. Each corpse wears a black mask made of papier-mâché and feathers. An arched crystal window to the east offers a view of the tunnel beyond.
Oh, that is the masks I bet we need.
Well, it seems they did not work for them.
Or perhaps they did. They died comfortably in their chairs. Death is nothing to fear, says the Grave Domain cleric. It is a part of life. Can I do a perception check on the casket? Not the casket, the thing in the center, the big
Sarcophagus.
Sarcophagus. Thank you. That's the word I need.
Absolutely. Roll a perception check.
A 16.
Okay. The sarcophagus itself looks fairly uninteresting for our sarcophagus. Doesn't have any glyphs on it, doesn't have any writing on it. It looks to be closed, locked even.
Okay. Anything, can I go over, do I need to roll another one to look at these guys in the thrones and their masks, or can I go off of the 16?
You go up to 16. Searching the corpses, they don't have anything on them other than the masks that they seem to be wearing.
I will take one of the masks and switch it at. I said it. But yeah, now you've got me worried. I take the crazy mask I yanked off the wall, my improvised mask, and put on one of these paper mache ones.
Okay, yeah, you
hope you're all ready to fight a Frolbog.
You pick up one of the kind of black masks made of feathers and paper mache, and nothing happens as you pick it up. It feels kind of light because of what it's made out of, obviously, and like dusty.
He kind of looks back at everyone and smiles as an explosion rips through the chamber.
Will, can I do primeval awareness for my favorite enemies? Any undead in this room?
Look at you always thinking.
Undead within this room. No raised dead are here.
Oh, that's good to know. That's a comfort.
Big relief, isn't it?
Yeah.
Smooth sailing now, guys.
It doesn't say anything about time, but it does say don the mask or be seen. something potentially is
I'll
watching.
Take one of the masks as well.
I've got mine on.
I'll put one on, whichever one matches my eyes.
Can I put a mask on top of my current mask so I have double masks just in case?
Double snake advantage. Is that what
Double
you're
snake
asking for?
advantage. You figured it out. How to hack the system. There are actually 2 head slot pieces for your character, and both of them are filled up with masks now. You wear one on the front, one on the back, maybe. That's how you pull this off. No. You could take off the other one and put it on and see if anything happens. Yeah. All right. You see through the black mask which covers your face. Ubo, are you putting one of these on as well?
Sure. He takes one off and...
I don't like this at
Okay. So you guys put on the masks.
all. I don't want to anymore.
As you guys put on the masks, you notice that disc of eyes which I previously described. The eyes seem to be flickering back and forth, scanning the tomb.
They can't see us.
Oh, okay, good.
So do we have to go past the disc or through the disc to get to the
You would have to go past the
hallway?
disc, yes.
If I were to make a slight step, does it move to? Does the eye move to where the sound is being made, or do they still keep flickering?
Roll me a perception check.
Okay. There it is. That's a 12.
You can't really see them from here because they're probably about like 40 feet away from you at this point. Nothing immediately happens when you disturb a pebble or something on the ground.
Okay.
Perhaps not being heard is as important as not being seen. Let us go forward and pass the disc as quietly as possible.
Agreed.
Who wants to go first?
Stealthies, I guess.
Yeah.
Woo!
Yay!
I nailed that stealth roll last time.
I got a nat 20, so
Holy mackerel. I'll roll
Fight me,
higher
disc.
than a
Let's
6 for the 0.
I got a 12.
Incredibly impressive. A 12, excellent. And a... Oh, excellent rolls all around. As you guys pass through this chamber, the discs of eyes do not seem to be looking at you. As though they look past you. And you step through to the chamber beyond.
What do we see?
Ah ha ha, you see your doom! No. You see a grand staircase leading downwards. Ever further downwards into the tomb.
Ooh.
Perception check to see if it's
Yeah.
Alrighty.
safe. 18.
18's good. You don't see any traps down here.
Fulton will head down.
I'll follow.
Yeah, me too.
Okay.
Absolutely.
You head down into the next level of the tomb, and at the bottom of this grand staircase, a resonant, mechanical rumbling emanates from a dark shaft opening up in the middle of this chamber's floor. 4 cylindrical stone pedestals surround the shaft, each 10 feet tall, 5 feet wide, and featuring a tiny slot in its side. Squatting atop each pedestal is a large, 4-armed gargoyle.
They're facing outward.
They are... Yes, they are facing outward.
Slot in each of the pedestals that
Each
they're
of the
standing on,
pedestals
correct?
seems to be one, yep.
Any other exits that there seem to be in this room other than this shaft through the middle?
In fact,
the big-
beyond there is a tunnel, yes, which leads onwards.
Well, the masks seem to pan out. Perhaps this is another puzzle.
These slots look like keyhole slots, or just?
Probably have to get closer to see exactly what shape they are.
I don't want to do that.
I don't really want to.
They look pretty small, though, It doesn't look like they're big slots. It's not like a. They look more like vending machine slots than, like huge lever slots.
Okay.
Reminds you of the Grand Neverwinter Casino.
Ah, yes.
Yes.
That's I can relate to that.
A much more macabre version, though.
Is there anything else around the outskirts of this room?
Around the outskirts of the room, yeah, roll me a perception check.
A nat 1.
Yeah, you don't sense anything here.
Nah.
Okay.
Nothing else in the room.
It's the safest room you've ever
Great.
seen.
Can I look specifically for hidden doors or secret doors? Will?
Absolutely.
10?
No secret doors appear before you, unfortunately. Sucks. They usually do.
I feel like.
So is there a floor? It's a shaft, like a big giant hole that we hear like grinding and mechanics down, but it's deep down this center sort of well between these gargoyles.
Indeed, yes, indeed. Deep below there seems to be mechanisms.
My best guess, and I have no idea. Either one of us each stands between each of the gargoyles, or perhaps they turn and we make them face each other because enemies oppose and friends face, possibly.
That is assuming they do not come to life and kill us before we get the chance.
Correct.
Well,
The key, I don't know what in the world. The slots certainly could be a spot for a key, but what's a keyhole without a key?
You definitely have to walk further towards the statues. At this range, there's a small little slot in them, but you can't see what kind of shape they would be.
We go forward or we leave. I'll move forward.
Yeah, I'll move
Done
forward
that.
and check the ground. Can I check the ground as we go, Will?
Sure thing.
13.
Ground seems sturdy.
Looks great, guys.
This is really good ground down here.
Looks great.
Fulton, as you I'm just going to stump. Fulton, as you get closer, you see that these slots they do look very much like a casino. They do look like they're about the size of a coin.
oh,
Perhaps we pay the toll. I'll put a gold in the slot.
I have to pay the troll top.
Chair on. I don't know. That's a whole different mythology. I guess I can't start spouting that as Fulton, the death cleric from the swamps. I'm out of ideas. Certainly something is meant to be done here.
Unless we miss something.
Let's not think like that.
Yes.
We probably did.
Let's think positive.
We're not going to find it, so we'll probably figure out what we're supposed to do when one of us gets nearly irreversibly injured. We just have to decide.
That's
which
worked
one
out
we
well
want
for us
this
so
time.
far. I suggest we go with whatever plan we think of first.
Agreed.
Oh,
Fulton will put a
Someone-
coin in the slot. Put a gold coin in the slot.
Which gargoyle are you putting the gold coin into?
Is it like north,
The
south,
right
east,
one.
west?
Yes, you have. Yes, north, south, east, west,
And we came in from what direction?
south.
South. I assume so we would come to the north. We came in from the south, so we'll come to the north one first. Is that
Right.
right? Am I
Yeah.
thinking right?
Mhm.
Anyway, yes. I'll put it in the closest one.
All right. So you put a coin in, clunk, goes down inside the gargoyle, and the gargoyle statue begins to kind of rotate and move, looking down towards Fulton, and it says, "Cheetah," and comes to life,
ah.
and is going to, just one of them is moving in towards you as it kind of pulls itself out from its stone form to attack you. Let's roll some initiative.
Maybe we should have just kept going.
All
How
right.
is that cheating? That's the thing we need to know, though.
19.
Definitely seems as though you might have missed something here. A 16
Yeah.
from the guy.
24 for Ubo.
All right, 24 for Ubo. Fulton?
20 for
Oh, very nice. Desira?
19.
19, and Reverie.
17.
Excellent, you all go before this guy. So, Ubo, you're first up.
He's gonna fire his longbow, and again, with the intent to, if it hits, to add a little bit of force damage to it.
Alrighty.
21.
That's a hit.
17 force damage.
17 force damage. Very nice, very nice.
Second one. 15.
15 will do it.
13 piercing.
So, excellent. That's excellent, cool. Looks pretty stunned by the ferocity of your attacks as it launches in towards Fulton. Alright, that is Ubo's turn. Takes it to Fulton, your own.
He's going to just say to it, how did we cheat if we do not know the rules? And cast Sacred Flame.
Alrighty.
Dexterity save for him, DC 15.
DC 15 dexterity save. Rolled a 4.
That's 10 radiant damage then.
Alright. 10 radiant damage. Doesn't like it. Desira.
I would like to. I want to shoot it with my crossbow again, try and stay out of melee range of this friend. That's an 8 and an 18.
The 8 is a miss, but the 18 is a hit.
That is 10 damage.
10 damage. Nice. Very nice. Anything else you want to do?
No, pray again.
Okay. Reverie.
Yes. I would like to use my rapier on it.
Mm-hmm.
15.
15 will make it.
Yay. Do I get to add sneak attack?
Got a ally within 5 feet.
Yeah,
Who's
they're
Yes,
all right
Anya.
there.
All right, perfect. Let's just everyone pardon me for a moment. What is
So
that?
11 plus
19.
8 is 19.
19.
All right.
Wait, no, it's 11 plus 1, so it's 12.
No, the plus 1 is the critical dice.
I'm
Yeah.
just kidding. I was kidding.
Yeah, so it should be
I'm
19.
glad you caught that. I just was testing you.
So you manage to the group of you just kind of like attack this creature just before it can even move into hit Fulton, and it goes back to like stone again, just kind of sets back into place, and you feel the rumble of the stone go back again, and it's back in the same position that it was before. This time, however, both the entrance that you came from and the tunnel entrance opposite to the north have closed off. You are trapped in this room with the pit and the 4 gargoyles.
We've missed something.
Indeed.
Is there anything on the walls? Anything at all?
Good question. Roll me a perception check.
I would love to. I would love nothing more than to roll you a nat 1.
A natural 1. The walls seem great, you know, they're like, wow, the decor
These are
in this
some really
place.
good walls.
Yeah,
guys.
this is really
They
gothic
match the
architecture.
great floor that we found.
Exactly. It was like, it was a great floor, yeah.
I'll look.
All right.
18.
18's a little better. A little better than natural 1.
Just a bit.
For sure, for sure. You will notice that the northern wall has a few tiles, which when you wipe the dust away, are copper in color. Going to the southern wall, you'll notice that the southern wall has a golden tint to it and a few tiles. And of course, presumably you follow this through.
I am never not checking a wall again in my life.
All right.
Checking this through, the western one has a kind of, you know, to think of a platinum kind of color going for it. And then the only other
Silver?
one you haven't done is silver in the east.
Oh, it's a good thing we robbed the snake man.
It is a good thing we robbed the snake man. He had platinum pieces, thank goodness. Because otherwise we'd be
What a
out
coincidence.
of luck.
So, it seems you put the gold piece into the silver one's butt. And you need to put the gold one over here and the silver one over here. And
Kappa, yes.
yeah, yes. So self-explanatory now. Maybe we should check around.
Just for safety's sake, shall we all do it simultaneously?
Sounds great.
Sounds good.
So each one with the proper coin to the wall that it's looking at.
Mm-hmm.
Pop on in.
Ka-tink.
Oh, one.
No whammies, no whammies.
So you pop them in, and with a ka-clunk, 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 ka-clunk from all four of them, they all begin to rumble and move, and the stone pedestals upon which they are upon fall down into the ground and begin to form a staircase leading down into the shaft below.
Nice.
All right, that seemed to go a lot better.
Good. Progress.
Reading things is fun. Like walls to Zero realizes.
So I guess same marching order down the.
Yeah.
All right.
I'll go first. If Ubo will go first.
Yeah, if you want to be searching.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
Searching like a turtle.
Ah, yes, the ancient proverb.
Yes, the ancient proverb.
I
My
could
grandfather
surf
used
down
to tell
these,
me.
should I desire.
So, as you head down this shaft, Ubo, you see that a stone slab blocks the end of this corridor. Painted on the slab is the image of a gaunt male humanoid wearing a hooded cloak, its face a mask of stars. The figure's withered left hand is raised with a palm extended.
Oh, Nikes.
Um,
Like palm extended, like touch my hand.
Right, like, touch my hand, bro. Give me
High five.
Give me a high five.
Yeah, high five. With a face full of stars, huh?
Face full of stars. A mask
So
of stars.
sweet. Well, I don't want to put my hand in, on, through, around anything else until I'm dead. And that may be soon, but it's not right now. I'm not touching it.
Is there anything else in this? I mean, is it just still a narrow corridor, or is this a corridor, or is this sort of?
This is, 10-foot tunnel that you've come down, ends in these stone slabs.
Ubo screams out, "Check the walls! Check the walls!"
Yes, you notice the northern wall has a strange greenish tint. The other one is Bitcoin, and the third.
Can I just do like a perception check, just to something?
Why not? Perception checks are
18.
flowing freely around here. So it looks like the stone slab isn't like set into place. It looks like it probably could be moved if you wanted to like prise it free, for instance. But you don't see any other secret entrances around here. Looks like it just ends in this wall.
All right. So we could potentially just move it out of the way if we wanted to do that. I'm not sure if you want to do that, but we could.
I don't want to do anything anymore. This place is horrific.
So does this by any chance look like a child in the robed figure?
Looks like a man.
Looks like a man.
Will, I do my let me see, my I can detect portals, planner or otherwise. Is this any type of like teleportation magic, or is there any type of transportation magic or anything? Is this like a trap that would deal with removing us, like banishment or anything like that?
This is not, but what's the range on that spell? It's like a mile. Or
1
something.
mile.
Yeah. Beyond this wall, and you would put it at, like within 500 feet or so, there is a portal to the plane of Annihilation.
So I've got some good news and bad news. I've sensed a portal.
There's a way out of here.
I take it I guess.
When you said you wanted to be anywhere but here.
How literally did you mean that?
I can get you all out of here.
So
So he just has his hand up. His face is full of stars. Ooh, is it any like constellations or anything that we do? Since I'm a servant of Sethanane, that who is the goddess of the moon, that I recognize any of these stars as a constellation or anything?
You could roll me a religion check, sure.
How about a wisdom check?
How about no?
How about religion? Religion would be fine. Nat 20.
You see into the void, and the void looks back. This is what is known as the constellation of the Black Opal Crown. It is a forsaken constellation, for it heralds the end of time. Of course, it's not like actually, but it'd be seen on days where where witchcraft is abound. Only at 3 a.m. when you can see the moon and it's the witching hour and you've sacrificed a virgin, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
It's we've all been there. Christmas time gets boring. You got to inject some excitement into it. It is certainly a doom omen.
I look directly at it and say, "We do not wish to enter."
The wall does not speak to you back.
No, I meant the figure, but
The figure in the wall does not speak to you back.
I was trying to speak no truth. Doom, doom, doom.
I say we just move it out of the way. Or someone high five it. I think those are our two options, and I do not want to put my hand on it. Anyone?
Someone's got to do something here.
Yep.
I'll high five it.
Oh,
I'll put I push the door while you high five it.
Sure.
Okay. That's perfectly fine. You place your hand to the figure on the wall, and the slab moves down into the ground, opening up a passage before you. Along this passage, you see that there are paintings on either side of the chamber, which leads onwards for a good 100 feet into darkness. The paintings appear to have constellations and stars upon them. But you know that somewhere in here there's a entrance to the plane of annihilation. And you can see at the end of this tunnel that there is a green devil face made of stone, just like the one that Reverie placed a hand into.
Fair warning, do not touch it.
Can Fulton find a matching painting to the constellation that was on the face? I mean, are all the constellations different, or are they all repetitions of the same one? This Doom.
They all do seem to be different, yes. And having a quick look around, you can spot the painting which has the same constellation as the masked figure from before.
The Black Opal Crown.
The Black Opal Crown.
The Black Opal Crown.
And everybody roll me a wisdom saving throw, please.
Oh.
I'd love to.
It's nothing I would enjoy more.
Oh my gosh, look at all of this.
Everyone, no.
Oh, that is excellent.
I got
Oh no.
Oh, yes. That's a 6, a 4, a 4, and a 9. Congratulations, everybody. Fulton, you find yourself looking at this painting for a very long time. Find yourself staring at it. And when you look around yourself, after a long time, you realize that your friends aren't there and that you're on your own. Reverie, you found yourself staring at a painting as well. And when you look around yourself, you realize that your friends aren't there either. The same corridor. Same for Desira. Same for Ubo. You're all alone in this place together. Alone together. You can't see one another. You have no idea where the others have gone. But you just know that they are gone. And that you've been left alone. So let's go with Fulton first of all.
Damn it. So Fulton is going to start looking around to other constellations, trying to find can I do a perception check to see if I can find another familiar constellation, either related to a child or hope or something along those lines on the other paintings?
That is, yeah, sure. Very hopeful. Child or hope?
20.
Okay. Looking at around, it's very close to the green devil stone at the end of the chamber. You will see a constellation which is of the child.
Speak no truth through true child. We have doom and we have child here. How do we bring them together or speak no truth to them? Down by the mask.
Mm-hmm.
I speak to the mask. I do not want to find my friends.
Coming out from the mask, you see two things begin to pull themselves out. One of them looks to have the twisted face of Reverie, and another the twisted face of Desira as well. It's covered in a black shawl, not unlike in appearance to a Dementor or a Ringwraith in its black, shabby robes that pull themselves out from the green stone devil face. And with a look of utter hatred in their eyes, they look towards you with these deep black eyes. And it's time for us to roll some initiative.
All of us?
Nope, just Fulton.
15.
All right, and this thing has... All right. It's going on a 13, so you first, Fulton.
Enemies oppose. Friends face each other. I'm gonna die. I sheath my weapons and stand between them.
And you move in between them. All right. These two creatures come round either side of you. You close your eyes, did you say?
No, I said I sheath my weapons. I was closing my eyes, but no, I sheath my weapons and stand between them, and thinking that if enemies oppose, friends face each other.
Yeah. You hear them kind of come up to you, and you can feel them like sniffing you and getting, behind your neck and go. And it's almost like they're taunting you to fight them. They're kind of coming up to your face, and you see it. You can smell this like rotted, fetid flesh. Looks like it's meant to be a mockery of Desira. And as that happens, after a few moments of waiting, they pull back from you. These hate-filled screams, and pull themselves back inside the mask. And as that happens, all of you turn around and you see one another.
That wasn't so bad.
I really felt like I got lost in the art.
Yes. Fulton is like breathing heavily and sort of clutching his holy symbol. Now that this is past, he didn't want it to be mistaken for possibly being an attack. And yes, no problem whatsoever.
So what now?
So is the mask still full with blackness? Is another door opened?
The mask itself has opened. So the top half of it is still where it was. The bottom half has kind of opened up. So at the very bottom of the floor, there is the kind of mouth, the bottom jaw of the creature. And it looks as though you could crawl through that space into a tunnel beyond.
Well, that seems to be the only way out.
Fulton will lead the way, I guess.
Ubo comes up and reaches way up and smacks Fulton on the shoulder and gets down on his hands and knees and starts crawling through the opening.
He looks at his good friend. Wisdom is sometimes beyond price.
All right. So Ubo pulls himself through. Who's next to follow Ubo?
Unless you guys want me to take up the rear, I can go next. I assume danger's in front of us, not behind at this point.
Yeah, and I'll go after that.
Okay. So, the group of you pull yourselves through the space with our friend Ubo leading the charge. So you pull yourself through the tunnel. Eventually, it gets to a space where you know, like, have to crawl through the dank, wet darkness, and you can actually pull yourselves up to your feet, ever headed downwards. And there's a small jump into a tunnel below Ubo, which looks to be like 10 feet but down. It's dark down there and you can't see much. However, you can hear a wet squelching sound. And the rhythmic pumping of what seems like machinery.
And we're constantly getting closer to this gate to the plane of annihilation, correct?
Correct.
This portal. We're going the right way.
Good.
Great.
You can hear
you said we have to jump down?
Yeah, jump down 10 feet. You can hear this kind of rhythmic over and over and over from below there.
Ubo will jump down.
Okay.
He goes into his shell right before he hits, though, just to kind of test the ground a bit.
Yeah. The ground seems thick and heavy here. It's actually mud, which is strange because everything else has been stone. And beyond, you can see a hot light coming through, like a really orange, warm light coming through beyond, which reminds you of lava.
And it's warmer down here?
Very warm down here, actually, yeah.
Shall we join you?
Give me a moment. He moves about 10 feet further down into the mud, testing and checking as he goes to see if he can make sure he clears a spot out for everybody else, so they're not jumping down on top of some type of pitfall.
Yeah, the floor seems safe enough down here.
He waves him down.
I jump.
Mm-hmm.
Alrighty. You jump down, and 15 feet ahead or so, you can see the tunnel comes to an end as it becomes a balcony overlooking a chamber. These crumbling balconies overlook a pool of lava filling this triangular chamber, above which is suspended an enormous crystal cylinder held in place by 3 adamantine struts. Wraith-like forms swirl inside the cylinder, and otherworldly screams hang in the air. 4 long, writhing tentacles sprout from the cylinder's cap. A shriveled monstrosity the size of an elephant floats near the cylinder. Its body is wet and malformed. Its arms and legs are atrophied, and its oversized head drips black goo. The creature is attached to the cylinder by a twisted umbilical cord. There is no doubt in your mind that you are looking at the Soulmonger.
There's no ground in here, just the balconies, Will?
There are the balconies, and there are the kind of runways below, which look like could be used to walk to and from the Soulmonger itself, which I will show with another one of my famous maps.
Yay!
Will, is it being held aloft by these 3 struts you mentioned, or are those part of the walkway?
Give me 2 seconds. Let me draw. And I shall show you.
Don't interrupt him.
Don't interrupt my genius
process.
Let it happen. Let it happen. So I'll bring this down here so you guys can see.
It looks like a giant bell.
It does a little bit. You guys are just in this triangular-shaped chamber. It's Christmas time. And you've got the Soulmonger itself here. It's pretty huge. Blue cylinder on top, atrophied, distended creature floating above it. You have these 3 walkways / struts which seem to connect it to the ground. And you got the blue cylindrical, let's just do this. That's not very good, but there you go. Blue kind of soulmongery machine, which is making a cha-chung, 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 and the ground is lava.
Oh.
And we're basically up here in the north. That's where we're looking. That's where we are.
You guys are overlooking from this area here.
Gotcha. Is there any way to get? I mean, is the whole floor lava, or is there some way to get to these struts?
It looks like the whole floor is pretty much lava, yeah. Where's the module map? Why would you need a module map?
This is perfect.
This is better.
I think it looks great. I'm so proud.
I mean, I'm just saying, Watsy, you know where to find me.
Devin Rue is quaking.
Yeah, she is shooketh.
Are the walls climbable for us to sort of like, kind of like bouldering what you're laterally across over to one of the struts?
Looks like you could probably climb your way across, yeah. It would take a while. You wouldn't be able to do it in a hurry.
Okay. And how far is it from us to the Soulmonger?
From you to the Soulmonger is a good 100 feet.
100 feet. That's a long way.
You said there's an umbilical cord from the elephant creature to the Soulmonger, correct?
Correct. Yes, I'm not sure if that can be seen in this brilliantly detailed drawing, but there is this. Yeah, it's there. We'll put it there.
I do see it.
There it is. If you look close enough, you can see all the detail. It's really got to zoom. You gotta get that Ubo zoom on.
Yeah.
There you
It's
go.
a reverse Monet, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Oh. I could shoot it.
Yes, but we've got nowhere to go if it comes loose and comes at us.
I would like to unsnake because I don't want to die as a snake. That's all I do for now.
Not like this.
Not like this.
I'm going to take something flammable and throw it down onto the ground to see if that lava is an illusion or not, or whether it bursts into flames.
Yeah, Asarak was just kidding. It's all an illusion. No, it burns away and melts into its component pieces.
It's not.
It golems.
We somehow got to get over there, guys. I think.
Maybe we can just like break it and it can fall. Maybe.
No, I mean that's a great,
that would be great
thought, but I don't have many things. You're not gonna. I don't think that you're gonna be able to longbow your way through those adamantium struts.
No, but maybe you could knock it off. Maybe it's just balancing on there, like a little bloom.
Can I do a perception? Oh, go ahead. Can I do a perception check for any sort of either handholds, pathways. I mean, well, oh, wait a second. So you were saying those struts, do those struts lead into other balconies?
Yes, they do.
So, Ubo, find us a passageway. There's got to be a passageway. There must be a secret passageway here.
Let's check the walls.
Can we all start checking?
Sure.
Perception then?
12 for Fulton.
Yeah, what exactly were you looking for? Sorry, I was detailing my map.
A secret passageway that if there's somehow there's got to be a way to get out of where we are over to where those other balconies, and we must have either missed a secret door or something in this hallway that we came up. Maybe
you would totally think so, wouldn't you?
I got a 20, so I would hope that I see something.
Yeah, there are no secret entrances from here to the other balconies. This place is not meant to be traveled by those who do not just simply fly.
I think we should just set the soulmonger on fire.
It's pretty close to a lot of fire.
Here's what I'm thinking. If we can't get it down to the lava, we bring the lava to it.
I mean, like, they didn't build it on a most strategically sound place. I mean, it is above a floor of lava.
That's what I'm saying.
So, either someone really overlooked that. Or...
Well, so maybe Fulton was thinking... So Fulton looks at the party and goes, perhaps I was not thinking it completely through. Sethanoon said the old magic is within the roots. Perhaps it's the roots of this mountain, this lava. If I can't get closer, perhaps it is her will to do it. So she told me to call upon her at the time. So I guess we'll begin a ritual of meditation to try to call upon Sethanoon to do that thing she do.
Do that thing you do, girl.
So he closes his eyes and, kneels down and gets very quiet and holds the dream catcher in his hands and just begins to chant over and over. Restore this gateway. The divine gate must be held true. This is not of our world. Sethanoon, I call upon you. Bring your light, bring the magic of the old world, of the roots of this place, of this world, of the plants, the trees, the magic beyond the magic of this abomination that has created this, and help us destroy this. And he just over and over again is chanting, trying to somehow make a connection with.
Roll me a religion check.
I need that nat 20 now. 19.
Pretty good.
Ain't bad.
Pretty good. So, you sense, Fulton, the Indiana Jones bridge. You sense the bridge of faith before you as Sethanoon bestows her blessing upon you, and just very faintly you see a light magical bridge forming about here, and you hear her voice which says, "Before you go, rest well. There may be no return."
Okay. Fulton opens his eyes and actually does the Indiana Jones thing and, scatters the dust. And in fact, it's somewhat, from his hand, sort of almost a little magical dust, as many of his spells had sort of a nature component, almost like pollen, to reveal the bridge. She has told us this is our last battle. We should rest well and be prepared. I don't know whether that means that we can wait a day here or just an hour or two, but this is it.
All
I'm not-
right then.
Okay.
Zagmira, who is still with you, says, I would like to rest to regain some of the uses of my spells.
As would I.
That answers it then. I guess we're doing a long rest.
Yup.
Well, right here in the shadow of the Soulmonger.
What
The
better
heart of
place
darkness.
to lay your head?
Yeah, it's not restful sleep that you will be receiving up on this balcony, but at least it is some rest. You can gain the benefits of a long rest before going into this. Zagmira says, whatever happens when we destroy the Soulmonger will be, well, to put it lightly, catastrophic, I'd imagine. So, best of luck to us on the way out, I suppose.
So what's our plan then? Are we just gonna run up and start stabbing it? Or are we gonna push it into the lava? Well, and some ideas here.
Well, maybe we sever this connection, this cord. That might give
Oh,
us
right.
some more advantage.
Yeah. Did I get any idea if Sethaname was going to do something more later on to really destroy this thing, or that was it? That was our help.
As gods and goddesses are,
Yeah,
her,
of course.
Her full extent has not been revealed to you. Her
Okay,
lowly acolyte.
but at least she knows that we're here.
She's
Mom knows
watching
that you're out and
properly.
that you're with friends. You do see that the tentacles on the back of this thing are, about 30, 40 feet long, look strong enough to, whip someone pretty hard.
I say
Remind you of the
we-
Frogimoth.
We focus on disabling it as much as we can, either by getting it into the lava or by tearing off those disgusting tentacles one by one.
All right. Well, I think
So wait, are the tentacles coming out of the
Creature.
embryo thing or coming out of the cylinder?
Out of the embryo creature which is above it.
Gotcha.
If you wanted to examine that, you guys could roll me it would be actually an Arcana check,
Okie dokie.
because this thing is not a natural creature.
It's a 13, but that's not 20 from Greg. So.
I rolled a 20. It's not
I've
natural.
seen this before.
There's a 20.
Like, yes, these tentacles, I know these.
Nice.
I could
Monster.
These are half-pin barrel tentacles.
know these tentacles anywhere.
I recognize them. I'll tell you about the time I was in Vegas. So, Ubo's lived a long life. He's seen a great deal of tentacles in his time.
I went to Turtle College.
Exactly. This thing is known as an atropal, which feeds on the captured souls of the dead. This is probably the powering device for the Soulmonger.
Good.
I convey that to everybody and separate the device, the power source from the Soulmonger. Perhaps even temporarily we can short circuit it, whatever that is.
Oh, that sounds
Perhaps.
perfect then. So how should we go about that then?
It's connected by that umbilical cord.
Okay. So we all aim for that then.
I suppose. I can only assume, though, that any attack against this thing will trigger some sort of defense.
Or we could shoot something from over here and see what happens while we're sort of away. Before we get upon it.
I could probably hit it from 100 feet, but do the rest of you have that range?
I do not.
I do.
I got a short bow.
Technically, we
I don't
could,
know.
yeah.
It may have some form of anti-magic, I don't know, but I can try.
Everything we've encountered to be that radiant light is an anathema to it. My best way to convey that is at close range. I do. I'm not saying that all of you have to.
Well, in for a penny, in for a pound. Whatever that is.
Yeah. In for a copper, in for a gold.
Right.
Let's
Well.
do this.
All right.
Best of luck to us all. It's been an honor-ish, mostly sometimes.
We have a companion to save. Bartleby's in there. Looks at the cylinder. So is Miles.
For them, and for Cholt, we will do whatever it is we do here. Let's go.
All right. So you'd like to climb across the
Bridge of Fate.
bridge of
Faith.
faith. Yes. It's rather fateful. So it's yes, it will be about 100 feet across, and by the time you get to about like this range is when you're starting to become within tentacle range.
Okay. Before I get there, I'm going to cast Spirit Guardians upon myself.
Okay. Noted. Anyone else want to do anything before you get there?
This is a bit of a cheeky question, but if I were to try and do True Strike as an action before any initiative starts, would I be able to get the advantage of that on my first turn?
Remind me what True Strike does.
It gives you advantage. It
got
says you
the-
extend your hand and point
yeah.
a finger at the target in range. Your magic grants you a brief insight into the target's defenses. On your next turn, you gain advantage on your first attack roll against the target.
On your next turn, so you'd have to do that within like 6 seconds of when you wanted to attack.
Will, because of my earlier Nat 20 Arcana check where I identified the Atropult, would I know what kind of creature it is?
Sure, yeah, I'll give it to you. It is here. It is a huge undead.
Excellent. I'd like to cast Protection